In this example, we want to solve the compound inequality. We have negative 2x greater than 4 or negative 3x less than negative 9. What we want to make sure we understand is the term or. What does that mean? Let's look at this visually in a Venn diagram. If I want or, that means I want this one or this one. So anything that falls in these two circles, whatever it is, whatever the category is. Let's say one is PlayStation owners and one is Xbox owners. If I say you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, it's either of these two circles, PlayStation or Xbox. So we want to find X values that make either of the two inequalities true. So we're going to solve both of them, and solving is just like solving an equation. So I'm going to divide by negative 2 here on this first one. When I divide by a negative, you want to flip the inequality. So this was greater than, so it's going to become less than. So we want X is less than. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. Make sure you realize this huge rule about dividing and multiplying negatives across inequalities. I want to make sure you're flipping. If it's adding or subtracting, you don't have to worry about it. Like if you have x minus 2 is greater than 5 or x plus 2 less than 5, something like that. If I'm adding 2, it doesn't matter. If I'm subtracting 2, it doesn't matter. It's just when we're multiplying or dividing with negatives. You want to make sure you flip that inequality. So here, if x is less than negative 2, now we're going to solve this one. I'm going to divide by negative 3. This is going to be x. This was less than. Notice I'm dividing by a negative, so it's going to become greater than. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3. Less than became greater than. So now I want the values of x less than negative 2 or x greater than 3. So let's throw this on a number line to get a good idea of what this looks like. So we write it in our interval notation. Negative 2 is going to be here. 3 is going to be here. Okay. So the values of x less than negative 2. Less than negative 2. Strictly less than. So let me draw a parentheses here. Strictly less than means all of these values less than negative 2, not including negative 2. Over here, x is greater than 3. So all the values greater than 3 would be this way. Greater than 3. Values greater than, not including 3. So it says x is less than negative 2 or x is greater than 3. So the solution could be any number in this red region or any solution or any value in this black region. So my solution set then is going to be from negative infinity to negative 2, parentheses. We don't want to include negative 2. Unioned with, because now we got to bridge this gap here because we don't want any value between negative 2 and 3, including negative 2 and 3. So we don't want any values between those. But then we want to include 3 to infinity. So that would be my solution. So negative infinity to negative 2, parentheses, unioned with, because we got to bridge this huge gap right now, from 3 to infinity. And that's the word or, so it could be one or the other. So it could be any value in this region or that region to be a solution.